The next article is related to the gas sector. As the LPG prices have been hiked in India due to the West Asian crisis, the Iran-Israel war. This is important in GS3 under the topic Infrastructure Energy. Before coming to the article, let's discuss a few facts regarding the natural gas. Natural gas is a naturally occurring hydrocarbon fuel in the underground geological formations often found alongside petroleum reserves. It is mostly methane along with small quantities of propane, butane, hexane, etc. Now, how is the natural gas formed? It is formed when the organic matter is buried for millions of years. For example, initially the small marine organisms, they got buried, they died in the ocean and they got buried on the ocean floor. And over time they were covered with sediment and rock, and over millions of years these remains, they remained buried deeper and deeper, and the enormous heat and pressure that turned them into oil and natural gas. So over a period of time, the heat and pressure action causes the formation of oil and natural gas. There is the thermogenic gas formation also. Because of the high temperatures at the deeper depths, there is the conversion of the organic matter into oil and gas through the slow decomposition. And there is biogenic gas formation also. For example, the methanogens, they convert the organic matter into methane in the shallow sediments, etc. And the natural gas subsequently migrates and is trapped. It migrates through the porous rocks and then it is trapped between the impervious rocks, and then it is extracted for the usage. Now, what are the types of gas? One, it can be associated gas or wet gas. It is found along with the oil reserves. Either it is found dissolved in the crude oil, or it can be on top of the oil in the form of trapped gas. It is known as the associated gas. Then there can be non-associated gas. That is the gas which is extracted from the reserves which do not have any crude oil. Rather, it is only a gas reserve. It is a dry gas. Therefore, it can be easily processed for the direct consumption. Then the gas can be sour gas and the sweet gas. The sour gas is the one which is having sulfur compounds. For example, it is having hydrogen sulfides. Therefore, it needs to be processed before consumption, before its usage in heating, etc., so that it does not become corrosive. Whereas the sweet gas is the one which does not have any sulfur compounds. Therefore, it can be processed easily. And for example, the coal-bedded methane, it is sweet gas, it does not have sulfur compounds. And then there are unconventional sources of natural gas also. For example, the tight gas which is found in between the rocks, trapped between the rocks, and the shale gas, etc. Now, what are the forms of natural gas? The natural gas, when it is extracted, it is compressed, it is liquefied in the form of liquefied natural gas. It is liquefied at the temperatures of the range of minus 160 degrees Celsius and converted into a liquid form. Then it is easily transported through the cryogenic tankers so that the logistics transportation becomes easy. When it is transported to another country, for example, it is imported into India, then at the import terminals it is regasified before it is transported via pipelines to the consumers. Then there is the compressed natural gas also. Here the gas remains in the gaseous format itself and it is compressed to the pressures of 200 to 250 kg per centimeter square, and it is used, for example, as a vehicular fuel, and therefore it causes lesser pollution. And then there is the piped natural gas also, which is usually supplied for the household consumption, for the heating requirements in the cold regions, etc. Now, when we look at the availability of natural gas in India, we have the reserves, the offshore reserves near the Bombay High Basin region. The onshore reserves are in Gujarat, in Assam, in Tripura, also in Barmer region in Rajasthan, and even discovered in Andaman and Nicobar Islands as well. And when we observe the gas pipeline network in India, broadly it stretches from the Maharashtra and Gujarat region to Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, and even on to Punjab as well. Now, coming to the article, there has been a hike in the LPG gas prices which is used for the domestic cooking, etc. by the government because of the conflict in the West Asian region. The conflict led to the surge in the international gas prices. because there is very little transport through the Strait of Hormuz, which has been choked because of the conflict in that region. Therefore, the oil marketing companies, because of the higher import price, because of the higher international price of gas, they will be taking further losses. Even before this, the three oil marketing companies, they were accumulating losses. Even before the West Asian conflict, they were having the losses of about 20,000 crores in the first 3 quarters of the current financial year. In 2024-2025, they had initially absorbed 40,000 crore worth of losses on the sale of LPG to the households below the market prices. The government later, although approved 30,000 crore as compensation support to the oil marketing companies. Therefore, the domestic LPG that they are selling, that is at a loss, and India imports over half of its LPG requirement, and domestic prices, they are linked to the global benchmarks such as the Saudi contract price. And the modest price adjustment, this also which has been done by the government, the modest increase in the price, that is seen as part of a calibrated approach where we are trying to balance the consumer protection, so that the consumers, they are also having a protection against the global price shocks, and alongside that the financial sustainability of the oil marketing companies, and ensuring therefore an uninterrupted LPG supply for the domestic households in India.